your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell at before you blow up a plane.
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, Chrissie, to say I doubt that you'll stand up to something, I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. Welcome to Mayor in the Morning. I had to check my little box to make sure my dials were okay. Guys, happy Friday. We did it. We made it. We made it to the end of the work week. It is October 14th. Okay. Ooh, we might get a special guest coming on in a few minutes. Sweet. Last night was so fun. Last night was my 500th episode celebration stream. So technically my 500th episode was my interview with Sebastian Gorka, but a couple days ago. But last night I was like, you know what? Let's have a little party. So I just blew the link out to lots of people, and it was such a fun time. Nina Infinity was there, Drunk 3PO, and Venti was having technical difficulties. And she had eaten corn by accident, so she was dealing with some like corn aftermath. Plus her camera kept cutting out and falling down. Like, I think she's having her own personal Venti retrograde. But she was there for a minute. Who else was there? Oh my God. Krigler. Yeah, Krigler came on. Frankie McDonald came on, and then he came on again later, like from his couch. That was hilarious. And Alex Stein was there. My favorite part was Alex Stein is asking Frankie McDonald, like, if the government controls the weather. And he's like, no, they don't. I'm like, Frankie, he's part of big weather. You know, you can't trust him. If you don't know Frankie McDonald, he's a great guy. He's so funny. He's a weatherman out of Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada. And he's just a delight. Okay, Waffles is digging in the bed again. Why are you digging? They know it's not dirt, right? Like, they know that the bed is not going to magically turn into dirt that they can dig. They're just digging at the same sheet. I would get annoyed if it wasn't so darn cute.
Speaking of Waffles, have you shown your stream all the Waffles Photoshops?
I haven't. Do you think that would be something they would like?
Yeah, you just have to avoid, I think, one of them that has a penis going into Waffles' mouth.
The ones that are, obvious porn. Okay, where do I find them all? Are they in the one thread? Yeah, they might be in the one thread where I say trying to make this photo of Waffles a meme. Okay, Waffles.
Yeah, they're all on there. Just skip past the
one with the penis.
With the dick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the morning. Nobody wants to see a dick before noon. Do you? Oops, Krigler. Yeah, Royce, Nina, Alex Stein, Carl was there from Who These Podcasts, Frankie, Frank, and Keanu. Good. I'm glad someone's paying attention. Thanks, NVIDIA. NVIDIA's my favorite. Okay, trying to make this photo. This was so great. This was her just sniffing the air the other day, living life. Let's see what the Legion of Memers did with it. Oh, you could do the whole country roads, take me home. Have her up in the mountains. Here's Ryan Kinnell and Waffles howling with laughter. Oh, that is Twarfles, not Lizzo, that congresswoman. That's kind of funny. She's bouncing on her nose. I loved this one. This is like Never Ending Story. She's flying. Wee, that's cute. Waffles checking the sky for climate change. Because you're woof it. Get it? It's L'Oreal. Waffles, unlike me, is a real redhead. Or would you call her red or brown? She's brown. This is probably my favorite. Serenity now. It's so cute. Oh, woo. I don't understand that one. At first, I thought it was 8675309, but it's not. Doggos when they see a water hose. Aw. See, I have no idea when the penis is coming. So oh, there's Waffles looking at my skirt. Waffles, how could you? Bacon now. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I can't look. Mom's channeling Frosk again. Oh, this is Az bouncing on her mouth. But, Mom, aw. Other people's dogs. I don't understand this one, where there's a foot under her. Her and the rock. And his hair was perfect. Oh, woo. Nina, someone put Nina Infinity's head on Waffles. Oh, I like this one. They're hugging. Ryan is hugging Waffles. Does Ryan like dogs? Oh, no, that's the penis. We're going to scroll past that. Waffles. Like Jaws. Flying again. That's cute. Yeah, like the never-ending story. Oh, Tremors. So scary. Waffles is so scary. This one's kind of disgusting from Valiant Renegade. Just like Mom, I can fit the whole thing if I tilt my head back. Disgusting. Classless. Ugh. Someone doing parkour, I guess, off of Waffles. What is this? What do these arrows mean? Oh, bouncing Ryan on her nose. That's cute. Oh my God. She's shooting something into the air. This is like Godzilla, right? Godzilla. This is Waffles negotiating with Kim Jong-un. Right? I can't keep them straight. Aw, Waffles. On a Waffles box. This one in Halloween font. The Howling 25 Chrissie Mayr's boobs go missing. Aw. This is madness. This is Waffles. No. I can't. Okay. Okay, that's probably it. Thanks, memers. Thanks, Legion of Memers. Gojira! Yeah, what's up, Meatwad? Aw. And now Muffin is upset because Muffin's like, I was here first. Why can't I have memes? We'll have to do a Muffin photo shoot and get a memeable photo. So, yeah. We were a lot of fun last night. A lot of good guests, a lot of good people. Way more people watching than I expected. I was just thinking, oh, let's stick around. Okay, come whenever. Okay. Cool. We have a special guest that's going to jump on and explain some of their recent drama. I know you're probably thinking, who could that be? So many people have drama. But there's been some compound media drama that I am still trying to catch up on myself. It seems like this beef is mostly between Kevin Brennan and Geno Bisconte. I think Kevin just got mad because Geno gave out his number, which I can understand. I would get mad at that. But it always takes two people to have a fight. So even if someone is acting less than ideally, it's all about your reaction. Okay, what is this? That feeling when a certain okay. Frankie McDonald has a message for Kevin Brennan. Okay, we'll wait till our special guest comes on to play that. But yeah, I can't wait to get more details on this because it just seems pretty crazy. Until then, guys, breaking news. Harrison Ford has reportedly been cast as the new MCU Thaddeus Ross. It's nice to see he's getting work, I guess. Time for Harrison Ford's to phone in another performance. This is from Escapist magazine. Reports are coming in that Harrison Ford is joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, replacing William Hurt after his untimely death. The character will reportedly debut in Captain America New World Order, which is slated to arrive in 2024. Why is everybody calling all their shit New World Order now? Do you notice that? Like, there's so many books. There's like, I feel like they're going to overuse it. Thunderbolt Ross will probably be one of those characters that pops up across films, though Harrison Ford will most likely see his biggest contributions coming in Thunderbolt movies, as Ross acts as the not to be trusted government head of a team of anti-heroes. Oh, so like what we have here in this country? The casting of such a big name actor, however, might mean that Ross is playing a larger role across the entirety of the next story arc of the MCU, or at least throughout Phase 5, which will start after this next Black Panther movie, and which will end Phase 4. Obviously, Ross plays a key role in the Hulk storyline as well, even turning into Red Hulk in the comics. So this could add more fuel to the World War Hulk movie fire, especially after that tease at the end of She-Hulk Attorney at Law, which I still have to see. Fuck. Okay, I have to see that. I have to see Rings of Power. The casting might be a bit more exciting if the MCU weren't all stuffed to the gills with every famous person that exists, and if Ford hadn't been giving some lackluster performances in his big budget films over the past decade. I guess I kind of agree with that too. The actor doesn't seem to care all that much anymore, even though he's happy to collect paychecks to return as Han Solo or Indiana Jones. Of course, it's possible he's giving his all to Indiana Jones 5. He hasn't given a truly committed performance aside from Blade Runner 2049 in a really long time. And while we don't need Oscar winners in our MCU, the films have, for the most parts, seen strong performances. Ooh, that'll be interesting to see. Will he phone it in? Will he do a good job? I have a hard time. Like, he's played some unlikable characters. He's had some, I think, unlikable performances lately. So it's so hard for me to separate that from like him as a person, even though I don't know him as a person. I just feel I'm just not liking Harrison Ford these days. Is what I'm trying to say. Are you guys liking Harrison Ford? What's up, Deranged? Chrissie Mayr's New World Order. Oh God, it would just be all dogs. Just another paycheck vehicle. He's like, oh, okay. Sign me up. Young Pei Chang, 5 for a happy Friday morning. Thanks, Young Pei Chang. Turns out I have more than just one Asian fan, but you'll always be my favorite. I kind of like the idea that I only have one. There can only be one. Guys, next Thursday, I'm going to be in Connecticut doing a show in Bridgeport at the Bridgeport Stress Factory. So if you live in Connecticut or Jersey or New York, come check it out. Here's a tab. Okay. Next Thursday, headlining in Bridgeport at the Stress Factory. Then we got the Comedians of the Compound Show at the Orlando Improv on Thursday, October 27th. We got Geno Bisconte on that show, Alex Stein, Anthony Cumia, Lila Hart, myself. Going to be a super fun one. Going to be a great hang. And then immediately following the show, we'll be starting our 48-hour Content House live stream. Woo! I'm going to have to gear up for that. I'm going to have to sleep up, do some lunges in preparation. Alex Stein last night on the live stream. I don't know if you heard this, Filing Cabinet, or if you were asleep. He's actually nervous for Content House. And I was like, what are you nervous for? And he's like, I'm just nervous. I don't know if he's nervous or like about being around Cumia or just in general not knowing how it's going to go.
I think he's afraid of getting doxxed or something. That's also a possibility.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. But it's also a lot of big personalities, a lot of excitement. I mean, the Content House live stream from Poconos was really fun. And I think a lot of people saw, some bits here and there, how exciting it was. So I get it. It's like gearing up for a vacation, basically, that, you don't know what's going to happen. It's
like an event. Yeah. Yeah. And most people who've done it already, like, know kind of how it's going to go. It's part sleepaway camp, I guess. Part real world, part comedy show, part podcast.
Filthy's going to be there. I see him in the chat. Filthy, who are you most excited to meet? I'm curious.
Yeah, Fealty, tell us. And then, somebody was worried that Alex Stein wasn't going to be a good fit for content. I was, he's going to be too crazy. I'm like, I don't think Alex is going to be the one that's too crazy.
No, we've hung out with Alex off camera, and he's very, very
He's
chill.
normal. Yeah.
But I can understand
Him.
the misconception of, all you see is this boisterous character who's always dialed to 11, and it's hard to shake that unless you actually hang out with him a bit.
I would love to learn more about his family, like family dynamics and his upbringing, because I think it's so fascinating the way like he is so when he's so on, and I wonder if that's because maybe how he was raised or like his dynamics with his siblings or his parents. I mean, I know it's silly, but Chrissy and Frank, you come on.
I don't believe that for a second, but that's a great answer though.
Wowie. Okay. Don't yawn. I'm yawning. What's up, NVIDIA? Good show last night. Sorry, no candle fund. Don't know this month. Spent the money. Stop it. You don't just, come on. Your presence is enough. Matthew Hammond for 5. Congrats on 501, or is it 502 after last night? The hair looks great last night and today. Keep up the great work. Damn. Thanks, Matthew Hammond. I am unbrushed today.
So I think the celebration was for 500 episodes of your interview show.
Yeah.
So you've done 500 of those, and then I can't even count how many live streams you've done.
Oh my God. Too many. I think I've done too many. Anthony Cumia also, I mean, it's Anthony Cumia. Well, and really everyone. I mean, Venti is legit internet royalty. You have gotten together an amazing group of people. Truly stunning. Yeah, I'm trying not to make the people that have had to bail on it feel too bad or give them too much FOMO. I went out to dinner with Amy last night. It was so much fun. We're just talking about we were hanging like real friends. I don't get to do that too much. It's usually like I see people before or after a show, or it's like we're at Sullivan's before or after Wet Spot, and I rarely do a dedicated friend hang. But you went with me to DSW. Oh my God, should I show my shoes? Is anyone gonna care? NVIDIA will care, but that's it. I got
what's new with Amy? How is she?
She's great. I asked her about the project. She was going to do a podcast with Zia. She said they did 3 episodes and then didn't release them because I guess I don't know, they've had a scheduling issue, or there was some problem where they couldn't keep doing them. And I thought that was strange. I'm like, why not just release the ones you did? So who knows? But she's very busy, and we're just talking about social media and posting. And she showed me her OnlyFans on her phone. And I was like, oh, how does this work? Is it similar to Instagram? And I'm scrolling a little bit. She's like, okay, I'm gonna let you know you're about to see me naked. I was like,
Wait, you've been friends with porn stars, OnlyFans content creators. You've never been on the platform to even support or follow or whatever?
No, I haven't. Maybe I should.
I haven't either. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never been on it. I would never do that.
Sure, Frank. But you know who is a big supporter of OnlyFans? No, that's not the right way to bring this guy in. But I just hadn't seen how it worked.
You should bring him in using that Frankie McDonald clip that he just posted.
That's a great
idea. And then bring
idea.
this guy in.
I like that I still have my confetti background. Okay. Here's a tweet. That feeling when a certain comedian realizes he's actually the exact... Is this the one?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, the exact word he's been calling this person for the past month. We still love you, even though you suddenly think comedians' use of violence. You'll find your way back. This is Frankie McDonald.
Kevin Brennan, try not to hurt Geno Bisconte. Don't hurt Geno Bisconte at all. And don't slam the door. Don't break the equipment for Compound Media. And don't break any equipment to Compound Media at all, Kevin Brennan from Franktown. Kevin.
Dude, that's honestly the best advice. He's one of the most sane people I know. And I'm so lucky that he can jump on this morning to help illuminate the situation. Welcome to the show, dear friend, comedian Geno Bisconte.
Hey, we're hanging out.
We're hanging out. What's going on, Geno? What is happening?
I'm flipping this mic because it's so much better this way. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Kevin Brennan is. Watch this. I'm in the Marvel universe. I fucking win.
Okay.
I win is what happened.
Take it from the beginning. Geno, take it from the beginning. When do you feel like you and Kevin first started to butt heads? When do you feel like we were tension?
We were fucking besties 2 weeks ago on the football show, which couldn't go up this week because Kevin's a fucking psycho. Kevin.
Oh, because he didn't show up to do it this week?
No, because Kevin broke the studio. Kevin broke the studio. That's all there is to it. It's just Kevin does 2 shows a week and it's fine. And this was the beginning of the beef with Aaron Berg when he started doing Legion of Skanks. And he started fucking pushing back on us and acting like the cool kid at the fucking high school fucking senior football table and just shitting on stuff. And I'm like, you need to understand something. What we do 5 days a week on In Hot Water, whether you like it or not, and a lot of people do, and you know what I also love? A lot of people don't, because there's no fucking middle.
Anything.
Yeah, well, not like anything. No, because not like the fucking comedy industry now, where you got to get everyone to like it by being right in the middle and sucking a giant dick. No, I've always been like this. There's no middle ground with me. You're either like Geno's fucking great, or I can't take him. He's too whatever he is. And I'll never sit there in the middle going like, how do I win more of these? No, you get the people that cotton to the way you are and they stick with it. Kevin Brennan's baked. And he's very good at bits. Because Kevin Brennan
I thought you said baked.
No, Kevin Brennan's bit. And I'll give him this because he was a great comedian. Is he still funny? Yes. But when you go on your podcast, Misery Loves Company, which I probably listen to more than any other, because I like his bit. I like the drama shit he does. But when you come on to our show, you don't get to play the drama card and be like, yeah, when Pat Dixon and Anthony Zenhauser. No, they're not fucking good comedians. They're guys that, anytime you lay your hands on someone, you stop being a comedian. Aaron Berg, Chad Zumach, fucking Pat Dixon, and now Kevin Brennan threatening violence. I don't get it. But Kevin Brennan plays all these bits and does all this shit. And I'm like, all right, we'll play your game. So about 2 weeks ago, a guy calls into our show. And he says, is Kevin Brennan's number still such and such, right? And I say, yeah, I guess, I don't know, right? And I don't care. I don't pay attention. Garrett usually takes that out. And this is on a Thursday.
And like to your, like, people probably may not wonder how the calls go at Compound. Like, we often don't know what people are calling in about. They aren't really screened. Like, they kind of just put through whoever calls in, and it's hard to know what people are going to say before they say it.
Yeah. So he gives out the number and I'm like, whatever. And we just go about our business. We bring on Frankie, whatever. Right. And then it's Friday. Daddy's jumping rope, as he often does. And I get a text from Kevin Brennan. And he says, you really left my number in. You really are. And he calls me flat out the N-word. Calls me the N-word.
Hold on. So I just want to make sure this is clear. Kevin was upset that you didn't blurt out or bleep out the fan giving out his number.
Well, we didn't take his number out of the episode.
He was upset that you then said it again and then didn't bleep it out.
No. I never said it at this point. It's Thursday. Okay. It's a week ago yesterday. Okay.
So just a fan called in and said his number.
Said his number once. And we didn't, it's like, yeah, I don't know. And we just kept going. We didn't say, what is the number? We just let it go, right? So then it's Friday, jumping rope as I often do. And I get a text from Kevin. And he goes, you really left you left my number in that episode. Wow, you really are a nigger. I'm sorry. That's what he wrote. And if that made anyone feel uncomfortable, good, because it is. Because that's how you use it as a slur, which I never do. And now I get a little angry because I'm like, this is offline. And I'm the one that fucking liars. And again, anyone listening, go find a clip other than just now of me screaming the N-word on stage, because I don't. Go find a clip of me bad-mouthing someone, because I don't.
And but you have a little bit of, like, I guess, pain over that because I feel like a lot of people, it sucks to be misunderstood. I'm someone who's very much misunderstood purposely also. And so
Yeah.
I feel like part of what Geno has going on is there's this story that people have sort of created and solidified about you that you can't go a show without yelling the N-word on stage and that you're
Also,
drunk and
find
you're
a clip.
yeah.
I'm sorry, baby. Go. Yeah.
I mean, you
Also,
do
find
drink.
a clip.
Well, we
Find a
all
clip of me pushing back. Find one clip of me pushing back against it because I don't care. I don't care. I know my truth, to quote my brother, and it helps me cotton to the fans that fucking genuinely know me. But this is so now I'm a little angry, and I text back. I'm like, here's what gets me, Kevin. One, because he lives in fucking his own world. A week earlier, he had gone on the boss's show and given out Mike Calta's number. Gave it out.
Why?
Gave it out. Because he was mad at him and he was having an HISSY fit. He gave it out. Gets better. So then he gives it out, and I don't pay attention. And then a week later, after it happens on our show, he goes on the boss's show afterwards, and he says, "Yeah, they gave out my number on the show." It's like, I don't care. No one watches his show anyway. So that's two things you said. Okay, that's one. You want to play? You want to dance? Daddy can dance. You want to fucking say I can do it and you can't, and then say no one watches your show?
Felt a little bit hurt by him saying like nobody
yes,
watches
no
the
one
show.
watches our show. And by the way, if you look at the text thread, and I'm sorry I keep talking over you, baby. If you look at the text thread, that led to him trashing the studio because he didn't want it to get out. I read the text thread, which I could find, but I'm like, look, and then I called Garrett immediately. This is before the Monday show. That weekend, I called Garrett and I'm like, did you leave it in? I text Garrett and Steve and I'm like, did you leave that in? I thought you took it out. He's like, I usually just do whatever leads to the most excitement or something. So he left it in. Brennan got all pissy. And then the more I thought, and then I go back and I apologize. I literally write back. I'm like, look, Garrett left it in. Sorry, don't pay attention. Oh, by the way, I left out the important part. When he wrote, "You really are an N-word," I wrote back immediately. I'm like, thanks for the screen grab. Just to
So
fucking
hold on,
piss
I'm
him
just
off.
clear. At this point, he was upset that you didn't take out the fan saying his number, or he was upset that you didn't take out you saying his number.
This is still the weekend when only the fan said his number. And this is after I'd let it go that at the end of our show on Thursday, the fan said his number. And then he goes right on the boss's show, which I'd be amazed if he let him back on that show. Actually, I wouldn't be amazed because the boss is so fucking nice.
I watched that clip, I was like, he's gonna tip a camera over. He really looked like he wanted to like tip over one of the cameras.
It's almost like someone got in his head and broke him. It's almost like someone got in his head. It's almost like shit got real.
I just think everyone is in charge of controlling their own emotions. And like when you get to the point where you are damaging equipment or like physically trying to damage a person, like you've lost your shit. And like all of us get triggered every day by tons of shit. And like whether you were intentionally trying to like poke his buttons or not, like he still should not have reacted that way.
Oh, let me tell you, I was trying to poke his buttons because he fucking has I'm dancing all around. I'm sorry, I just woke up halfway through my coffee. So let's clear everything up. So Thursday that happens. He goes on the boss's show. 10 minutes later says no one watches our show. Okay. Then I get the text and I'm like, look, I talked to Garrett. I'm like, look, after all that, I'm like, I'm sorry Garrett left it up. I called him. He said he might be able to take it off. And he's still mad that I did the screen grab joke, because he thinks I'm going to post him being a fucking psycho. And he's like, fuck you. I know a ton of people who want to beat you up. And he's like, fucking post it. I dare you. I'm like, I'm not going to post it. I still
Kevin said, I know a ton of people that want to beat you up.
Yeah. These are the
sounds like something a middle schooler would say. Like that's,
or a guy
I don't
that's
know, maybe
losing
it's
his
like a man
shit.
thing that I don't understand. Like, I just don't understand the male urge to physically beat someone up. I think that's like very sophomoric and kind of Neanderthalish. But
especially when you're a comedian, we use our words, Chrissy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, none of us are in fighting shape, So it's nobody looks tough.
So he says all that, and I apologize. I'm like, look, I really apologize. I still consider you a friend. I apologize 3 times. And he's like, fuck you. I'm like, all right. So then I go on the air on Monday, and I give out his number. And I'm like, well, no one watches the show. And I gave it out.
You did that? In that moment when you did it, when you were giving out his number, were you more like pissed about him saying no one watches your show, or was it other stuff?
I was just pissed that he lives his whole. Thank you for steering me. I was pissed because his show is 2 days a week on Patreon, and it reminds me that I'm not full of shit because I've done everything in my life to do what I want to do and say what I want to say, and I get what I'm going to get. And I know that sounds like fucking double speak, and maybe it is, but I wound up here by being genuine. And our show in Hot Water.
So what's like under that? Do you feel like he kind of like has it easy, or like what's under like?
No,
you say he has it. He only does it 2 days a week. It's like he's like not doing it as enough as you.
That's a great question. I'm sorry, I talked to. I feel like I feel like I can help him, and he's doing this just for the money. And I feel bad for a guy that has to make drama, and you become a victim of the machine. He has to make drama for his show. That's all his show is. Okay. So I literally went on, and another thing I said is like, it's 2022, and I said this on the air. I'm like, I don't think it's a big deal when your number gets out. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying I'm me, because back as early as 2004, you could ask Bob Levy. We used to do a show out of Philly called The Kid Chris Show. He's in Cincy now, huge following, but he gave my number out then. Okay. 2004, when you had actual phones attached to walls with fucking cords. And when someone called, you would answer it, you know? But now it's 2022. Like, if someone calls and you don't know the number, you ignore it. If someone texts and you fucking don't know them, you read it and it's mean and you laugh and delete it.
Block it, but it's still not great. Like, I would really be upset if somebody gave out my number over the air just because
why would I give out your number? Chrissy, would I give out your number because you said, I don't care that you gave out my number, it's no big deal, calls me a word that I'm accused of saying, and he's furthering that narrative as much as fucking anyone? No, your number's out. And to prove that I'm not full of shit, I gave my number out, 646-369-6564, repeatedly during the episode, because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if someone texts 646-369-6564, because I've spent the past 3 mornings with a cigar, drinking coffee, responding to my fans. And I think you'll appreciate this, Chrissy. You might want to think about giving out your number. I'm kidding, of course, but there's nowhere else to talk to fans anymore because Reddit's awful. Fucking Twitter's become a cesspool. And we even had that Discord thing for In Hot Water and Compound Media. And now that's infiltrated by trolls. So if you want to talk to me, 646-369-6564. And it also gets under his fucking NOGGIN skull. Fucking, you know, it's like, well, he gave out his number. Yeah, I'm not full of shit. So I don't care. And he loses his shit. And that's too much. And then when he goes on the boss's show and he walks in and he's like, move, I'm going to fucking punch you. And all I can say to him is like,
why do you keep spinning?
Fucking do that. You're out of your fucking mind. By the way, stop calling me right now unless you're a troll and you're trying to put my phone's ringing off the hook right now and I have to keep ignoring it. Don't call 646-369-6.
Oh my God. Is it me? Why does he keep going?
Because people are calling him and he's on his phone with you.
That was a great idea, Geno.
Did I lose you? Did you see the episode yet?
I've just been watching clips. I need to watch through the whole episode. Okay, so I want people to know like what you were feeling when these things were happening so they can understand you better, because it's so easy to just be like, oh, Geno's an asshole for giving out Kevin's number. Like, you have to know what is leading up to all this. Like, you know,
I feel like comedy is for intelligent people. And I think In Hot Water 4 days a week really is. I think In Hot Water 4 days a week really is fucking the smartest way of being stupid or the dumbest way of trying to be clever. I really do.
I love your show. And okay, this is what happens. This is why we don't give our number out.
Dude, this is Geno. This is what, 8 phone calls you've gotten in the last 3 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, this is why you don't give your phone number out on the air, and this is why Kevin Brennan is mad. He has a right to be upset about it. He really does. You should not have celebrated it and gave it out 20 times.
Frank, can I respectfully say shut the fuck up for a minute? Because this is what I mean. Like, Frank, he doesn't. Because let me reassert. He does, but in my defense, he said no one listened to our show, so I didn't think anyone would see it. And in my defense,
you've got the job at Compound that he wants. It's clearly saying it out of jealousy.
Oh,
that's why he says that to you.
I didn't realize I was. I didn't realize I was touching a nerve because I have the job that he quit and then like a victim tried to tell people he was fired. Yeah.
Okay, I can understand the jealousy because you have 4 days a week and he wanted 4 days a week.
He could have just sat there and done his fucking job and done what all of us do. Just all I ever say to the boss is thank you. I fucking added a football show, which was preempted yesterday because of his fucking hissy fit. And I didn't ask the boss for a penny. I asked for some extra money for fucking Garrett and Steve, which you're not going to believe this, gladly gave us. Because when you love what you do what you love and the money will follow. And I'm sorry that everything has become these cute little platitudes with me, but I'm sorry. It's that simple. And Brennan does stuff for the money and he's suffering now for it. And I don't want him to. I love the guy, but there's never been a time I walked into anyone else's studio and threatened to break a camera or threatened to break a fucking employee. And that's fucking pathetic and sad. And the people that side with him, it's the same. I'm sorry that it
makes everything funnier, the fact that you keep getting called.
I know, thank you. And again, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if I was getting all these calls and I'm like, God damn it, every time it pops up, I start giggling.
Here's what I don't understand about your guys' conflict. Like, you two are not in competition at all. Like, you're totally doing your own separate thing. I can understand Kevin being jealous because you have 4 days a week at Compound and he doesn't. Like, he had, 2, wanted 4, and then ended up quitting because he was upset that he wasn't getting 4 days a week. And I think that was a silly move on his part because, like, for me, like, I knew Compound wasn't going to be my everything, my whole creative source, my whole income source. I just was like, okay, this is a piece of the pie. What else can I do? I just think I thought it was silly that he sat at Compound and complained about not getting more money instead of going out and making more money.
Yeah.
So
it's such a great vehicle.
Yeah.
And I've said this is another thing. I asked Garrett once, like, how would you describe this place? Because I was trying to make some other bizarre Bisconte point, and he nailed it because he's brilliant. He goes, it's a playground. It's a playground. And let me tell you, there's some fine shows on Gas. Are some genuinely fine shows on Gas Digital, right? I'm sorry that every time someone calls me, I giggle because I really don't give a fuck.
Sideways like Stuttering John. I'm sideways now.
So wait, what happens when someone calls me?
You actually go sideways. The whole screen like turns like this.
So when someone calls me, I go sideways. Do I keep talking? Can you still hear me?
No, you completely completely.
I'm back.
You are frozen in time, sideways, motionless.
Everything is an opportunity for fucking giggles. And now that you're telling me that, it's even fucking funnier to me.
Geno, okay. So deep down, it sounds to me like you care for Kevin Brennan. You want him to explore himself more fully creatively. Like you want him to do something other than just creating drama and shitting on people. Would you say that's correct?
Hold on. Let me straighten up here. Actually, I'm being a little sarcastic. I really don't give a fuck, but that's what leads to money. Following money always leads to fucking negativity and grief. It does. Don't get me wrong. Let the money find you and you're fine. You know, they're like the money's not real. Money's like blood in the body. The more you send it out, the more it comes back. You're not like
trying to help him. You're not like trying to like help him find his way creatively. You're just.
Let me tell you, after the shit that went on the past, like when he fucking calls me, like I don't mind you living a fucking bit for your entire fucking podcasting thing, but when you drag me into the bit and people think it's real, I have to find a way to defend myself, and the only way to get through to him is to have him fucking lose his mind and make people make people follow whichever way they want to go. And when people are writing, wow, you got to get rid of Geno. I got to get rid of Geno because Aaron Berg threw me against the wall. You got to get rid of Geno because Pat Dixon got so whacked out on Adderall he punched my face. We got to get rid of Geno because Chad Zumach is a psycho that's just unraveling fucking tweet by tweet. We got to get rid of Geno because Kevin Brennan, who quit on the boss, and the boss was. Sorry, I went sideways there. And the boss was nice enough to let it by. That's an international one. And the boss was not. We got to get rid of Geno because the boss was nice enough to let Kevin back in after he quit. and then he threatened to break a camera, and then he literally broke a fuse box to cut off the boss's stream? Yeah, it's me. I'm sorry if everyone in comedy has become a soft little faggot that Brennan calls me all the time while I'm sucking a cock in the green room, but you're faggots. Man the fuck up. Hello, Phoenix, Arizona. By the way, from now on, if you call me, I'm going to 602-281-8029. 602-281-8029 just called me. Thank you for the call. So if you call me, I'm just going to thank you for the call. See how much fun this is?
You could, NVIDIA in the chat says that if you turn on airplane mode and use your Wi-Fi, the calls will stop, but you'll still be able to connect with us.
Oh.
That sounds, but what
Turn
fun
on
is
airplane
that?
mode and use your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, use the Wi-Fi, but turn on airplane
It's
mode.
so funny. And shout out to
Yeah, but we're losing him like in the middle of sentences.
It's kind of fun.
So what do I do?
Turn on airplane mode and then
First,
As
I'm
long
gonna
as you're
turn
on
to
Wi-Fi. Yeah. Thank you,
22222.
NVIDIA.
okay. Well, we're really getting the inside scoop. I don't know that I think I'm still confused, but I'm just different confused now.
I want to go to airplane mode. By the way, my phone.
Don't we all? Yeah.
Geno's phone is like 10 years old.
Yeah. Let's get an upgrade. I'm going to abduct him one day and take him to a Best Buy and get him some equipment.
So this is why we don't give out phone numbers.
Yeah.
Especially when someone's live on the air. It's like the universe just came around and threw it at him, even just for a minute.
Aw.
To show why it can be extremely inconvenient and frustrating.
Yeah. Is it the end of the world? No. Is it life-threatening? No.
But it also does not deserve to be assaulted over or have equipment thrown around about. Like that's I
Right.
think
Right. You should be able to handle your emotions and like not get to a point where you're losing it in that way. Which tells me like that there's either a deeper anger or a deeper sadness going on with Kevin Brennan, because you know what I mean? Like it just seems like, would I punch somebody over them giving out my number? No.
well, he's back. Let's see if we got this now.
Okay. You're back.
Hey, boo. The thing, they lied to
That's
you.
fucking it. Gino, when you're getting those calls, do you still hear us?
414-998-8071. 414-998-8071. What about when I get calls like that from whatever? Go on.
Do you still hear us talking?
I do indeed.
Okay.
And I find it fine. So yeah, we're good. I mean, I'm enjoying that we're.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this too.
And do you understand? Like, if this brings this, if you're someone, they're like, oh, we're getting Chrissy good. Okay. This is, do you understand? Like, I said this to start my show the other day because I know people think Anthony said it on his podcast. I mean, I could do this on my laptop, but I kind of enjoy this, but you're probably getting annoyed, you too.
Turn off Wi-Fi calling.
What's that?
Can you turn off Wi-Fi calling?
I don't know. How do you, Jesus, now you should be laughing.
Oh my God, you know, it's almost like giving out your phone number live on the air has consequences.
Yeah, but I don't care.
But I care because it's fucking up my show a little bit.
Well, then I can hang up and I can call you on my computer. But
you had a computer this whole time?
Yeah, but my computer isn't as good. I'm telling you, my computer isn't as good as my phone. My phone's so much easier. I can walk around. It just, I like doing it. I prefer doing it on the phone.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
I'm gonna give it 5 more calls and then. Okay.
I believe that guy, the Asian person, would know about Wi-Fi calling.
I do have one Asian fan. All right. So did we cover this all? Okay. So you gave out his number because you were like, who cares? And then you gave out your number. So that was Monday that happened?
That was Monday. And then here's the other thing. Brennan's a little bitch. It's like, you got to take it down. I've never asked the boss. I've never asked anyone to take anything down. I've never asked anyone to be fired. Never did any of those things. This is all the shit that the trolls accuse me of. And here's the beauty of it. Brennan lives on social media. That's a terrible way for a 63-year-old man with 2 beautiful children and a wife that's probably not sleeping with him anymore to live. That's a terrible fucking way. You know, like I was saying this, I was out Wednesday night with the boss. You know where we were drinking? In real life. We were at a bar in real life, drinking.
When he comes back.
And shooting the shit.
Is there a tiny part of you that like missed, like maybe you're sad that your friendship with Kevin has sort of unraveled? Like, is there a small part of you that you're like, fuck, like, why can't we get along, or why can't, you know?
No, because I think there's always room for reconciliation, but not when you're threatening me and assaulting my boss, and threatening to destroy my boss's studio. And you're just, and here's another thing. Like, he's working with Bob Levy now, who I fucking love, but he's stressing my buddy Bob out. And I can't deal with it. You know, it's like it's the definition of toxicity. He's got to take a step back and a deep breath. And everyone's like, oh, and the other part is, I'm sorry, but they called in that same Thursday when someone's number was given out, when I was making fun of Vineland where I lived. And they're like, why are you angry, Gene? I'm like, I'm not angry. And like, were you ever in a relationship with someone who, when they're in a shit mood, they try and dump it on you? It's like, what are you mad about? It's like, I'm not mad. Oh, I thought you were. I was just joking. That when they said, are you mad? I'm like, I'm not mad. And now it's a week later, and I believe Levy lost his mind, and we made up because we're lifetime friends. And Brennan seems like he's still angry. I thought I was angry.
You know, can you do settings, phone, silence unknown callers, and then click on?
Wait, what do you want me to do?
Go into settings.
I think you're just fucking with me.
Me? No. You're fucking with yourself. Go into settings.
For phone?
Yes. And then
go into settings. Oh, I think.
Red bun. The chat is very, very torn on Geno. Very split here. All right. Hello, finally get it.
Hello there.
What do you think?
I think it's wrong that Geno gave out the number, but I think it's even worse how much it escalated.
It seems really needless in the way that it escalated.
Yeah, it sounded like, and maybe I misheard something, that Cumia and Geno spoke about it yesterday at some point, and that should have been it. I love Geno. I think he's fantastic on stage and off.
Yeah.
So I don't mind saying I think it was wrong for him to do that, but I think it's even worse how Kevin reacted. You know, and this isn't the first time that Kevin's had similar issues, I guess. I think he went after Landau to some extent live on the air on Sirius XM.
Right.
Which, look, if it's a thing he's going to do, you know, and they talk about it ahead of time, that's one thing. But, you know, physically assaulting or attacking people, whether it's Pat punching somebody or even to defend Kevin, Gary Gulman and Bobby Kelly attacked Kevin Brennan, and that's also fucking wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, but like this two things don't make a right situation is going to keep on perpetuating if people don't calm the fuck down.
I think Geno has a talent for triggering people. Like, he sometimes can really like hold up a mirror and show people their vulnerabilities. And I think if Brennan has been low-key jealous of Landau, of him, of anybody who's had like a 4-day gig at Compound, and the whole time he's thinking like, oh, fuck, I should have this. Not you, because you're not funny. No one watches your show. Like, he's trying to nag Geno in his show because he's like, I'm more deserving of this than he is. But that's something he's got to get over himself. Like, you know, Kevin Brennan's a great comic. It's like, if you really want to be on Compound, like, be so big and so good that they can't help but give you what you want. You know what I mean?
Better?
Yes.
Good. Now we can answer the phone when they call you.
Yeah.
Now I don't even have my phone with me. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is
Okay.
another setup I use, but it's like I can't smoke my cigar like I can, but I just shouldn't. Hold on,
It's
let me
your
get my coffee.
apartment. Can't you smoke wherever you want? Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. I was so scared for a second. I was like, oh my god. Please don't be naked.
Oh God, you'll never unsee that. Frank
No,
never
you're in
said
shorts.
that to
Thank
me.
God. I didn't know what to expect. Okay.
Oh, these are long boxers.
Do you feel like you unnecessarily antagonize Kevin Brennan?
You create your own hell. Like, when did comedy be? Like, maybe he should be an alt comic if you're going to be. If you can't, it's literally the definition of he cannot take what he's dishing out. He gave out someone's number. He said my show, no one watched it. So I gave out his number like he gave out someone else's number. And I gave it out on my show because no one watches my show. And he responds by fucking calling me a racial slur. I'm sorry that I'm going to take that bit and say, well, I guess I can give your number out on my show.
Didn't you call him a racial slur on my show? Didn't you call in? And that's what made what's her face walk out.
Oh yeah. But do you understand?
That was a fun time.
I was literally calling in, and that's what people do. All the misinformation. They're like, Anthony Zenner's like, yeah, that Geno's losing. He goes on Chrissie's show and just starts script. No, I called in and I said I was at a bar and I had to leave because they said I walked out on the tab, which I didn't like. And Kevin just kept screaming this and that as a bit. And Kevin was even laughing on your show about it, if you recall, because we're buddies and it's fine. But it's like I'm making it a bit. I'm giving out your number. I'm giving out mine as well. And thank you for all the calls. I am. But that's the beauty of it. Like, perfect example, when I give the number out on my show, like, I only get our fans calling. I'm sure you have the trolls in your thing that are just ruining us, Chrissy. I don't know how we're ever going to survive the calls. I had to walk to the other wing of my apartment and fucking all the trolls just saw my fucking boxered ass. That'll teach them. I mean, what don't you get?
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
What don't you get? What don't you get about this is if you're in comedy, I'm sorry that I'm the asshole because I keep breaking people. I keep driving people to violence rather than words. It's almost like maybe you should have never got into this. Maybe you should have never gotten into this if you're doing it for attention and money. Maybe if you genuinely want to make people laugh, if you genuinely want there to be a lesson from this. And again, I'm not saying, well, let me script out a lesson for Kevin Brennan. But the bottom line is, fucking if Kevin just said, yeah, I did, blah, 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 and laughed it off. But nope. He's like, I will fucking punch you. I will fucking kill you. I don't care that I have a wife and 2 children. Fuck them. I'm going to be a man. You're not a man. You're a fucking person who doesn't think. And I'm sorry that that's the lesson. And I'm sorry. This is funny. My fucking cord came out. I hope it's charged. And I'm sorry. Hi. It's the side of my head. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure.
No,
I'm sorry. I just didn't want to lose my charge. So
okay.
I'm sorry that, that you're like, I'm a comedian. And Kevin was a great comedian. He was fucking on Saturday Night Live. He's fucking in the and he's still hilarious. But comedy now wants nothing to do with a straight white male well over fucking 50. It doesn't. It's got the ones it needs, and so he's got to find a new path.
He's upset that he's not further along.
I think he's had a great comedy career, and I think he's fucking hilarious. And I think but now he's looking. I've said this. I said it on the show on Wednesday. If you saw it in Hot Water when we had Andrea Bryan on, who's great. She was on the last football show that aired. Thank you, Kevin Brennan. And she's young. I'm like, look, no matter how you do things, if you don't go within, you go without. And I've said that. It's a simple fact. Like our In Hot Water is so much fun. I'm not telling you it's good. We have so much fun because we create from within. I'm like, all right, this is what I want to talk about, and we'll see where it goes. And that's why everyone's like, oh, Geno's dwelling on. I've been doing this for 915 episodes. I talk about fucking my life, and I spin plates, and I dish it off to everyone else who's fucking hilarious around me because I'm not insecure. And I know I'm funny, but you know what? I also know that I love laughing. And if people are going to make me laugh on my show, I'm going to love it. So I just go within and say things, and that creates what we're doing every single fucking day. But when you go without and say, oh my God, I'm 63. How do I make money? Well, I'll create all this drama. I'll Pat Dixon call into the show and it'll be great. And then I'll just sit back and yell Yahtzee. And, and then I'll fucking just scream about like all this shit about other people when really, hey, there's been times I complimented Kevin's kid. I'm like, yeah, you have 2 beautiful kids. Don't bring my kids in. All right, look, we get it. You're a closed off person that doesn't want anyone to know him. But That's fine, but you're going to drive yourself nuts every day saying, what can I create next? What can I do to fucking give me 2 fucking days, not 5, 2 fucking days of fucking Patreon content, which I'll say again, I've never missed one. He's crazy and he's funny, but at
Do you
some
think
point
he should be working harder? You think he should be doing more?
I'm not going to tell him what. No, but I'll tell you what he shouldn't be doing. He shouldn't be fucking being a little bitch if he can't talk his own talk and walk his own walk. He shouldn't. And if you're really a comedian, you should never fucking say, now I'm going to hit you. I mean, unless I hit you first.
Yeah, there's nothing somebody could do that would make me want to hit them.
Yeah.
But that's maybe a lady thing.
I know, and Chrissy, we've all been hit before. We've all been struck by possibly the same person who I often say on the air and say, why don't you come to New York?
You know,
why don't you set foot in New York City and sue me? And then I'll just bring up a parade of people that will testify in court. Oh, you don't want to do that because you're a fucking cunt. Oh, I'll say it again. People start things. I finish them. I finished them with a broad stroke. And I love to be like, if you think it was finished when Pat Dixon punched me, that's just that's my origin story.
You definitely don't want to get hit again, Geno. Like I don't think anybody wants to get hit.
I don't think anyone in comedy I should have to worry about being hit because I'm not doing anything other than fucking busting balls and making jokes. I've never made a threat at Kevin Brennan's life. I never badmouth his family. You know, I've never done anything to him he hasn't done to me. The guy screams faggot at the top of his lungs all the time, and I laughed.
That was a lot. That was a lot. Like, I was surprised he couldn't come up with any other insults other than just that one. Do you, now looking back, Geno, do you slightly regret giving out his number?
No. No, because I have no regrets because you have to live like we're the sum of everything that put us here on this fucking, couch while my phone rings off the hook. We're the sum of everything, and you learn from it, and I learned a lot about Kevin from this incident. And it's just like, he shouldn't be in the comedy world if he wants to fucking break things. And I also learned this. He's an ungrateful person. The boss let him back in, and that's how he thanked him. And all the fans like, what was Geno doing there? You see, I worked there. And in between In Hot Water, which I've been doing for 6 years and 900 plus episodes, and the football show, which comes on at 7:00 because we had to replace Pat Dixon, who's a fucking liability. I'm in there working on the football show. Why would I leave when I work there? As my brother once said, yeah, I'm drunk, I should go. Oh, wait, it's my fucking house. If you have a problem with me drinking too much of my, you should get the fuck out. Well, Kevin's coming in here. Well, then, I should leave. Oh, wait, I fucking live here.
Too arrogant, too cocky, and it certainly shouldn't have been, damaging equipment.
It'd be one thing if he was the longest tenured employee there. It'd be another thing if I fucking went up to him and choked him out. But when the boss lets you back in, welcomes you back, and you're ungrateful again, saying, well, I'm only because you quit. I'm not making enough money with it. Well, you quit, and we don't need to pay you.
I just heard that he is being paid a little bit to come in every week now.
He is.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not talking to the school by saying how generous the fucking boss is, because the boss doesn't have to pay him. I hope I'm not speaking out of school when I'm saying we're like, yeah, but I want more money. Well, then you shouldn't have quit, because I don't know if you know this. We don't fucking need you. We don't need you. You don't.
Oh, that's the thing is, like, when people, want to raise, they demonstrate the value. Like, well, that's what's tricky too. It's nobody has any idea how many listeners or viewers that they bring in. Like, we are never shown any kind of statistics or.
And
I've
never
it's
asked.
hard. It's hard to set goals when you don't know like where you're at. I mean, I think In Hot Water was like, you guys might be number 2 right after Cumia, but it's hard to set goals when you don't know your numbers and what you're bringing in. But I was going to say, if we did know that, Brennan could have said, here are the viewers I bring to the network. Here's my draw, whatever. Or just,
but I will say this. I'll give Kevin props. When he was at the studio, like Ali used to always say, yeah, like the top 2 shows after the boss are like you and Burning Bridges. But then you leave. And it's like coming back. It's not like he's going to take that whole chunk.
Well,
when he left,
probably negotiating. He probably thought that like he was gonna, threaten to leave, and then they would be like, "Oh no, please stay."
Well, I'm sure when he left, it revealed how few people left, and I don't mean this in a mean way. Like the people that left are diehard Kevin Brennan only fans. Not only fans like I just gave. I'm sorry, but they are. But when it's not that big a chunk, it's like, oh, what are we bringing them back for? Whatever, 8% more viewer. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't worry, which is why to this day, since day one, I remember we used to do it Tuesday afternoons. And the boss made me realize this, because it's like Tuesday afternoons, we'd get done and the boss would be there. I barely know him. And I would just walk up and like, thanks for letting us do this. And he'd always be like, thanks so much. And now it's like every day. And they talked about it on, Compound Censored last Wednesday. And Gavin's like, I'll give Geno this. He's bought like 200 shots. And the boss goes, right, for himself. Did you get any of those? It's hilarious. But the boss like, Geno always comes in. He pays. He's like all giddy. He's like, it's like a tribute. Walks in, says thank you, buys me a shot, sits down and that's it. And I always do, because I don't care how many people are watching. I know how much fun I'm having. I know how grateful I am for it. And I thank the boss. I can tell you, I can count on the number of times on one hand. Actually, I don't even need hand to count the number of times I threatened to punch someone in his studio or break his fucking camera or fucking slam the door like a fucking bitch cunt and fucking break the studio. None. Which is the number of days he should be allowed back in the studio until he apologizes to Cumia. I'm sorry. That's, and here's something else. I've never demanded an apology from anyone. And I said, Dixon's such a, he's like, as far as I know, things are all smooth over. We were going to sit down, but Geno wouldn't sit down and apologize. Sit down and what a coward. I love that and this is the beauty of it. This is not a victim. These people are all victims. The people that have to storm out because Geno wouldn't leave, and the people that have to leave the country because Geno ruined my rent stream that I hadn't paid in 10 months because I was a fucking locust on my ex-wife. These are the victims. It's awful being a victim. It's awful giving control of your own life to someone else. And let's circle all the way back, Jen Psaki, which is why, do I regret it? No, because everything we've ever done put us right here in this moment on this fucking, on this fucking exercise ball, fucking Skyping or whatever, live StreamYarding with you. And you either say, wow, I'm a victim of what happened, or I'm the result of, I'm responsible for everything that put me here.
We have a fan of yours in the chat. Geno might run his mouth, but he's right. Controlling your own actions is the mark of a man.
It's a fact.
Woman. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Admiral. It's a fact. And all these guys, and that's part of the drama. It's like, it's so much drama. There's no drama in my life. And when I fucking call Kevin Brennan out for his fucking fake drama, it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, Geno's got to go. No, people have to learn how to take a joke if you're in the comedy industry. People have to learn how to fucking relax. People have to learn how to make everything. Geno gave out my number. Now people won't. I thought no one watched my show. And then we took it down. And I apologized repeatedly. No, right. and that brings us to the center of the corn maze, Stewie. That's why he trashed the studio. If you watch the end of that thing, I was about to show, which you could see at the end of In Hot Water, how many times I apologized, and that would ruin his victimhood narrative. And he literally got so angry, he tried to punch me. Then he went back to the chair, and I said, all right, Garrett, let's show let's show the screen grabs. That's it, I'm fucking leaving. Fuck you. You should have. It's like, yeah, it's almost like I broke you. Yeah, but now I'm going to break your face. All right, psycho. Then throw away your kid's fucking future. What's that?
Yeah, it's I wish he could have held it together a little bit more, or be able to like articulate what was making him like sad or mad. But
he's a child and he fucking wants to be a victim. Being a victim will always make you behave like that. Being a victim will make you lie like Pat Dixon. Be like, he was in an interview. He's like, and I spite watch Crime Report, Chrissy. I'm sure you don't.
Why? Because what's the point? It's not going to make you happier.
Chrissy, you know I'm a terrible actor. Watch this. I spite watch Crime Report.
Why? Is it because you want to hear him talking about you?
No. Don't get me wrong. When he does, it's beautiful. I just want.
It's like after a breakup, there is a period of time where you do kind of stalk the other person, but then you have to cut off cold turkey because it's like you're not going to move on.
I think I've moved on, but I'm sorry that I revel in being right about everything. He's created his own hell. You understand? And I'm sorry that when I watch him and it's just like look, in a way we're rooting for him. All he has to do, it's the mark of a man. He's not a victim here. Just own up, be like, look, Chrissy, you know me. When he punched me and I'm standing on my feet because I didn't go down, if I said, what the fuck was that? And if he said, look, I'm sorry, I lost my head. I'm taking too much Adderall or whatever. I'm really sorry. You know I'm a cunt when it comes to that, and I would have accepted his apology. You know that, but it's
just over you having an ex-girlfriend on your show. It just doesn't seem. that was
It's a lot.
warranted.
He's mad that he couldn't cancel you and you blew up. And don't get me wrong, it's all to your credit. You're fucking amazing. You know, I'm one of your biggest fans. But
he really was upset when you started having me on. Like, he was upset when I pitched a show. He was upset when it got picked up. Like, and now after the fact, I'm hearing from all these people who were like, yeah, Pat was telling me he really didn't want you to be picked up on the network. And I'm like, wow.
Of course
he's really
he did.
Complaining about it to a lot of people.
And it's almost like, how do you break someone's jaw? All the rage you have that he wanted to fucking, punch you for the first time ever. All the rage you have that you want to fucking hit you for fucking succeeding so much better while his show is going down because his show went downhill. I'm sorry, I love Crime Report, but it went downhill. And all that rage, and then fucking he goes on my show.
Been out in the streets. Like, I can't believe he wasn't doing remotes, like out in Times Square, like talking to like there's just so much missed opportunity. Like, get out into the city and ask people what they think about crime, talk to homeless people. Like, why was he not out in the city that he's supposedly reporting on? But what do I know?
That's just it. Because he just wanted money for Adderall. I'm sorry. Like, I love my show. I love I can't wait to get to the studio every day. I'm that guy now because they always say you shouldn't say work. You shouldn't say I have to. You say I get to. And I can't say work without feeling guilty. I say studio. I said I'm on my way to the studio. I can't because
You're doing great.
You literally draw in the positive energy. I say this in my act. The greatest energy you can give out to the universe is gratitude. And the universe will just wake up every day and say, okay, this guy, because like attracts like, and the universe cannot help but say, let's give him more shit to be grateful for. I fucking mean it. And if you wake up every day living in lack, like I need more stuff, the universe will say, all right, let's make him need more stuff. It's that simple. And if you think of, and here's the beauty of it. Right now, half the people are going, he's exactly right. And half the people are saying, I don't get it. And if you're the people that say, I don't get it, listen to the power of the I said, listen, not read. Read the power of the subconscious mind. Read E squared.
Geno's reading list. Yes.
When I see books I may have read at one point.
Look at that. Look at all them books.
Read the 4 Agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Read read anything by Camus. Always when in doubt, read Snoopy.
Okay.
I can't believe I don't have any of the books I was saying. But yeah, the power of the subconscious mind is easy. Oh, here, look at that.
The thing is, like, every conflict in your life, every time you feel triggered, is like a
challenge. Let's pretend I read this. I mean, I listened to this 80 times. Do what I do. It's like it's on YouTube, and you just listen to it. But it's. You ever heard of the book? We've all heard of The Secret.
Yeah.
If you listen to this book or read it, because I can read and I focus. It is you see what The Secret is based on.
Okay.
Like, how this book can help you. I'll never forget. I have seen. Where's my phone? Watch this. This is the opening line. I've seen miracles happen to men and women in all walks of life all over the world. Miracles will happen to you too when you begin using the power of your subconscious mind. This book is designed to teach you that the habitual thinking and imagery mold, fashion, and create your destiny. For as a man thinketh in his subconscious mind, so is he. And and right now, half the people are like, yeah, and half the people are like, what a fag. But that's up to you. That's up to you. And I mean, if you don't read The Prophet, you're insane. The Prophet, I don't have The Prophet by Khalil Gibran handy. But The Prophet is simply The Prophet is every fucking religious book without the fucking, without the human fucking greed or selfishness or ego built into it. It's incredible. It's incredible. So if you can, Power of Subconscious Mind, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. I'll retweet it. And I'm telling you, it really, like when we think, the synapses creates energy. Mm-hmm. It's like, and I think Buddha or somebody said your ears will open when you're ready to hear. And it didn't click for me till fucking 10 years ago. But it's like,
goes with your butthole. Yeah.
But it's nice. It's nice to like feel right about stuff. It's nice to know. It's nice.
Look, we got a Geno fan. Geno is precious and must be protected from NVIDIA.
Yeah. And I mean it.
Chris Bolzano, Chrissy and Geno, 2 of my fave people on the planet. Good morning, the both of you, and everyone watching. Have a great Friday.
Distract them while I steal more coffee.
From Cesario.
It's so
I think Geno needs a leg day. New drinking game. Take a shot every time Geno's video feed goes horizontal. How many shots can be had before the live stream ends?
Oh my God, that'd be a great game on the replay. Every time people would die. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, it's nice to be proven right. Like I was talking to my girlfriend this morning, and and she had to go home. You don't understand what it's like when you wake up and your girlfriend is wearing a shirt with your cat's logo on it, and you're like, I'm the coolest man that's ever lived. But like she says it all the time. She's like, thank God Pat broke your jaw. I mean it. Like everything, you either look at it like a victim. I look at so many things from him.
It brought you guys together.
Yeah, like it did get us together. And she's like, and she would say, like, I liked you for the longest time. When I told you, I went in and showed Garrett that. It's like, she's always liked you. I'm like, well, I'm dumb. And but I'm in the best shape of my life, and I want to stay in great shape. And I told you, when I'm sitting here so angry, and I said, this is the worst pain. And this is another thing I've learned. You can say things, you say a sentence, and it depends how you say it. Like I was sitting here, and I'm talking to my brother. I'm like, I'm 53. This is the worst pain of my life.
Wow.
And then I went, I'm 53, and this is the worst pain of my life. And you think of it like my uncle was in the war. My mother died of leukemia. My father died of cancer. And you know what my Aunt Olga did? She got to bury all three of her closest friends in the world. But I'm going to bitch about a jaw that's going to heal while I can make myself even better from it. But yeah. I'm the victim. I'm not the guy on the run in Tennessee. Not the guy who fucking was welcomed back to break a studio. Not the guy that made up throwing me against the wall so he could fucking try and justify an exit when all he had to say was, yeah, I don't want to do it here anymore. I feel like I want to be more mainstream and popular. And we would have been like, what can we do? And by the way, I'm not mad at Berg at all. I was looking at his fucking Instagram yesterday, and I was dying. His latest video is him. He's like, he's flying to Skank Fest. Like, I'm going to sneak through customs with a fake mustache. And the whole bit is it's an obnoxious fake mustache that keeps falling off his face when it's stupid. And I love it. I love it. So yeah, but everything is an opportunity to be better.
Yeah.
And I'm not just trying to sell a Hallmark card or a Dianetics book. It's like, I live it. I mean it. And the people that are like, Geno's full of shit. Okay.
I know. Because that's the thing is like, there's a right way and a wrong way. Even if someone is triggering you or making you mad or talking some shit, like for me, when that happened to me, I made a YouTube video about it. I didn't like go into the studio and like make a scene with said person. I just was like, oh, let me play back what this person said about me and break it down. I'll EFAP it and explain what's going on. And then, I mean, that person never apologized to me, but like now we're kind of back to being neutral. So,
right.
I think you know who I'm talking about. But it's like, yeah, if someone can trigger you to the point where you are threatening violence or destruction of property, it's like, then you've lost your cool. Like, you should really, I'm not saying giving out the number was the right thing to do, but like, yeah, he really freaked out.
Yeah, but you're not, I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but there's no right or wrong. It's just what it is. And when I get,
I mean, probably was wrong to get the number.
You know what the right thing to do, Chrissy, was? The right thing to do was apologize, explain why I did it, and go from there. And then you make a choice on it. But when you don't want people to know I apologized, when you want to be a victim, I gave my number. I thought you said no one I'm sorry that's how my mind works. Because my mind works. When he called me that, should I have been like, I'm gonna punch you next time I see you? Why didn't let me change my answer. It was the best thing to do. It was the best thing to do. Because I just thought of myself. I'm like, oh yeah, Chrissy, I didn't. Why didn't I resort to saying when I see you, I'm going to kill you? Why didn't I say that? Because I'm a fucking comedian and I'm a good person. And to quote the Princess Bride, I'd sooner break a stained glass window. Do you understand? Like, you don't get
do that. Yeah.
But but it's like, no. And that's why he has to fucking do his fucking narrative. And it was so desperate that he wouldn't let Cumia fans see how many times I fucking apologized in that fucking thread. Hold on. I'm not on my phone now.
Are you wearing Keanu's underwear?
No. I'm wearing.
From NVIDIA, Sleepaway Camp, who's going to come out as trans and murder everyone? Oh, yeah. Content House. Geno, what are you looking forward to for Content House?
I want to do another morning coffee show with Gigi. I thought that was so much fun. I want to do a late night thing with the boss, of course, and of course the comedians at the compound is going to be insane.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely going to be insane. I'm excited.
Now, what is the Epcot thing? That's not. I was talking to Chrissie.
I don't know. There's talk that maybe a group is going to go Thursday and maybe a group is going to go Friday. I definitely can't be in a situation where I am drunk before the Improv Orlando show because I'm hosting, so I have to like be together for that.
So it's not like
okay, look, another book.
The Tao Te Ching, but this isn't what you want. You want Wayne Dyer's.
Oh, I had a couple Wayne Dyer books. Where did they go?
Wayne Dyer has a book called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, which is the dumbest title ever because it's the Tao Te Ching, but he explains everyone because I don't get people. Yeah. Tao Te Ching 6. Tao Te Ching 6. The valley spirit never dies. It is the woman primal mother. Her gateway is the root of heaven and earth. It is like a veil barely seen. Use it. It will never fail. Yeah, I have no idea what that fucking means. I have no idea what that fucking means. So I have Wayne Dyer.
It's Asian wisdom.
I wish I could find one of these. Oh, I gave it away. There's a book called Okay, here's the other one.
I want to read a book too.
There's a book called E Squared by Pam Grout. That's another important one. But this, that's my ex-terror.
Out of my book, The Real Anthony Fauci. Let's pick a random excerpt.
Oh, please. Get this book, but Getty Cube, E Squared.
God, no wonder I didn't get this far. This is really dense. The Triumph of Germ Theory in 19. No.
Really? And
this
of course,
is really the kind of book you can read a random excerpt from.
The greatest book ever written. A book I've actually read 4 or 5 times.
Oh, Bird Flu. Okay.
The Plague by Albert Camus. Oh, I loved when fucking COVID hit, and they're like, "You should read Camus' The Plague." Are you fucking insane?
I got this book by accident. It came in large print, so now I have like old.
Can I have that? Because I can't see. God damn it!
Oh, I'm excited to read this, but this is huge.
The Plague, simply put, if you read this, that's another reason you fucking didn't fall into line during fucking COVID. The Plague. I'm dumb because I didn't realize Camus wrote this when he was in France during the German occupation, and he was part of the underground resistance. So this book is about a city called Iran that gets overrun by rats with the plague, which I'm so dumb. It's the rats are the Germans. The plague is Nazis. I didn't get it. I didn't understand.
I'm German.
Our fellow citizens had fallen into line, adapted themselves, as people say, to the situation because there was no way of doing otherwise. This is after fucking the plague. After they went from fucking saying that this isn't going to happen to just burying thousands of people.
Geno, would you go to Epcot? Would you do the drink around the world, or would you go to any of the parks?
Yeah, sorry, I'm so fucking hard to rein in. I like. Is that a content house sanctioned event?
It's not, but like we are still working on our sanctioned events.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Frank thinks I'm too concerned about the activities, that there'll be enough to do at the house and I shouldn't sweat the extracurriculars. But I really want us to go to Gatorland. I think that's fun.
Is Gatorland? No. You ever heard that bit, Nate Bargatze? He closes with it on one of his specials about the snake place he went to.
No.
Why does my cord keep coming? Well, I'm just afraid I'm going to lose it. I can't do it justice, but Nate Bargatze is fucking hilarious. By the way, if you're wondering why I keep doing this, I'm watching you on my huge screen TV because I use my bootleg computer to fucking to watch fucking sporting events. Philly's at 4 today. Wait, Philly's at 4 today. So yeah,
I just want to get to a couple supers from Matthew Hammond. Thanks for the 5. You should get Tarl Warwick, aka Sticks and Hammer, for episode 666 of the podcast. Everyone's been mentioning this guy.
No idea.
Crash Mondo, he needs to have Wi-Fi calling off as well. Oh, that was for you from earlier.
Sorry about that, guys. I kind of got a kick out.
I have a Nokia. Those Fulkerson last forever. I always wanted a Nokia, but I didn't get a cell phone until it was the flip phones came out.
My phone sucks now because I have an LG phone, and I've only had LG phones since I moved to New York in 2001. I went from the brick to this, and then they stopped making LG phones. So I've had this one a year and a half, and I'm that guy. I put the most recent update on it, and everything is slow now. And I know I have to get a new phone.
You just have to get a new one. I just upgraded to the 14, and the camera is remarkably better. It's worth it.
The iPhone, right?
Yeah, I have the iPhone 14 Pro, not the Plus, so it's not like the big one because they didn't have any at the Best Buy that I went to. But it's purple. It's dark purple, so I want to get like a clear case so you can see the purpleness. I mean,
I'm a Droid guy. I have no problem with Apple. The only problem I have is when Apple people are like, why aren't you? Stop it. But I need a good recommendation. As of right now, I'm probably going to get the Pixel. The Pixel.
Okay. That sounds good.
Love Chris was like, that's great.
I'm excited.
That's wonderful.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for Orlando. Oh, filing cabinet is here.
We just got a deal done with Carnivore Crisps. They're going to be sending a box of
I love them.
stuff. Yep. So they're going to have, I don't think it's up yet, but they're going to have a discount code CMP.
I only really like one of the flavors, though. Are they going to send the one I like or a mix?
I'm sure they're going to send a mix.
Probably a mix. Okay.
And then you've got Hard AF Seltzer to be part of it. Whoa.
Now it's just us. It's okay.
Uh-oh.
This is why we like Geno. He's unpredictable.
I love Geno.
I love Geno too. I think he's misunderstood. Yes. Does he trigger people? Absolutely. But I think in some senses, like, don't be triggerable at the same time.
Sorry, but I don't know what I did. I hit a button. I apologize.
It's okay.
We were just talking shit about you.
Motherless Brooklyn.
Yeah, so you got Hard AF Seltzer, you got Carnivore Crisps. Jesus, I can't say that. Crisps.
Crispies.
And you got a distillery that's going to be sending a box of their hard alcohol.
Yeah. Ooh. We went to this wine event in upstate New York with Marshall and Lindsay over the weekend, and there was this company that they make a spirit called Soulless Ginger, and it has a picture of a redhead on the front. And I was like, oh my God, you guys have to sponsor the Content House.
So funny.
So they're going to send a box of stuff. I mean, that's a lot of stuff if they're sending up multiple bottles.
And most importantly, Copy My Crypto is covering the costs of the houses completely.
Thank you to Copy My Crypto.
So, and I think they're giving us enough for plenty of food and drinks. So we'll have to figure out what we're doing for meals. I know Marshall cooks. I'm not sure if there's anybody else who's.
I think we should have just like sandwiches that people can make whenever, like bunch of cold cuts. We should obviously have like all the breakfast staples. Like I think we should set times where we make meals and be like, come to this if you want. If not, if you want to sleep in because of the scheduling, sure.
Yeah,
but like, I think we should let people know when.
About it, Chrissy.
Fucking A, man. All right.
But no, I mean that as a compliment. Like, I just show up and yell Yahtzee. Oh, I found one more book. By the way, how cool is it that I gave my number out and everyone kept fucking bugging us, so I had to move so you could see all the stupid books I used to read when I wasn't illiterate. This by Herman Hesse, Siddhartha.
I like this show and tell.
This is such a good book. I should read this again.
Yeah, Gina, if you were a little more tech savvy, you could totally take all of these numbers that are calling you and have like a text alert system set up that just sends out all of your dates and stuff whenever you're coming into town, and they have to opt out. And as soon as they text or call you again, they get right back on the list.
Now let me explain something. That's how a smart person or a person, but that's energy. And instead of wasting all my energy on that, because it's like, and I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying my brain works. And I realized this, like, I love that I literally realized that. I'm like, thank God I gave my number out. It put me here at this thing showing these books that I really liked. Otherwise, I would have been there smoking a cigar. I think it's better to show you books and drink coffee and moon you with my fucking, they're not that bad. They're just long. I'm sorry. But I think this is better, So I don't need to send them dates because they're fags.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, guys. Okay. I really want to go to the gym.
Okay.
Where cats meditate. Where do they meditate?
It's just cute little one-liners and pictures of cats.
Aww.
Isn't this cute? Here's one. Look, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but having new eyes. Marcel Proust, and you can barely see there's a kitty right.
Oh, what is that? Grease?
I don't know. I'm gonna. It doesn't say, but I'm gonna believe you. There's probably photo. By the way, my bookmark. I found this Gary Sheffield rookie card.
Wow. I was just talking with his kid.
By the way, in pretty much mint condition. I don't know.
You should take a picture of that and send it to me.
Okay. Is that good or bad?
I'll send it to Junior.
I'll give it to you and Frank as a wedding gift in a cute little frame.
Oh.
Look. Oh.
You should take a picture and send it to Gary Jr.
Tweeted him. Yeah.
Yeah, tweet at him.
I'm sure.
And I was helping him get some different, like figuring out what equipment to get because he's starting to podcast more.
Uh-oh.
All right.
The cops are coming for Geno.
The cops are coming. Okay. Geno, watch Geno on In Hot Water Monday through Thursday on Compound Media. Check him out. He'll be at the Content House. He'll be at the Orlando Improv Show on October 27th with myself and Cumia and Alex Stein and Lila Hart. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. And
who else is going to be at the Content House?
You know, I have a list going.
I hear this Keanu girl is.
Keanu's going to be there. Yeah. A lot of good people.
It's going to be a blast, Chrissy. And I know it's worthless. It's gonna take care of itself.
It will.
I mean, I know you have work to do, and I know you're going to, and I know I'm lazy, and I just show up and say, "Did everyone do stuff?" But I'm just trying to relax you because you're fucking great, and I'm a huge fan of the both of you.
It's like impossible for me to relax now. That's okay.
I fell asleep twice during this interview. What do you mean?
It's good to see you, Geno. Good to get a little more info on the drama. Stay real. Thank you to the chat. And I guess I'll see you guys on FNT later.
Bye.
Love you guys.